All right, my friends, welcome back to the Swain Batty League. I'm AJaz0. I am still here with Mr. Elcat after that one. What do you even say?
One. that is the best way to describe what you and I just had to witness and talk and exist through. Is that one? Oh man. Yeah, I really hope by the end of this pick ban phase and the 3 minutes we have and like the 2 minutes before something happens that my brain can unfuck itself enough to talk about what's happening.
Yeah, we'll see here. I'll just take this, baby steps, one step at a time is what I'm going to shoot for as we head into game 3 here.
We got this.
Of note, on the left side, Big Dirk Energy, the team you just saw win a game by taking the Nexus, is playing the SBL bad boy, aka Victor Yee, aka I'm Just Dan. Not Blomcrank, as this is starting to look like the season of the roster swap.
Indeed. And from the bans, the Jin finally not banned out on the blue side like it was the first 2 games tonight. So happy to see. I'm sure Respect is happy to end up on a champion that can actually deal damage at more than a melee range this game. We also see bans on Big Dirk Energy really targeting a couple different lanes simultaneously, not wanting Wang to have his pop-off carry game on the Belveth, not wanting the bullshit that Brandon was able to pull out with the Alawi, and not wanting Tim or not wanting Tizzy on the obviously broken TF.
Sometimes when a champ is like busted enough, I kind of want to dangle it in front of like a player and be like, eventually a player has to be bad enough that they're no longer make this champion threatening, right?
I mean, we saw that in game 1 though. Salvo was a god.
Salvo, there's a pedigree to Salvo, okay? Salvo has played high-level 80 carry before.
That is true. That is fair.
We will see in this game, we get 2 80 carries here for the first time in the last 2 games, which I'm excited about. I played that role for a long time. I like those champs.
The Camille.
Is that going to be the support Camille we were hearing about?
I think it's going to be support Camille. I think Tree's got some tricksy-ass bullshit up his sleeves. Up his leaves? Up his branch.
We'll see here. It's Tizzy and CRJ's super fan, right?
Which is Chai.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not Mick. Mick is on the bench currently, right?
Yeah, I believe that is correct, yes.
I'm pretty sure I saw CRJ in there. I wasn't looking. By the way, Chai, I know you're going to watch the VOD back because that's who you are.
That is true.
For the love of God, you got to come up with a better summoner name. You are too old for this, okay? You can't just be a pop star, like, look at me, I'm a weird guy, but I like normal people things too. Go back to being just chai drinker. You could just get rid of the tea. Just please. You have an all-time bad summoner name right now, and there have been some bad ones in this league.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely give you that. It's probably the worst one in the league right now. Ooh, I like the Azir ban going out against Tim. Tim looked absolutely disgusting in Game 3 last week on the Azir. The Cho'Gath against the Dan is an interesting ban.
Yeah,
I know that was a comfort pick for him, but I think that was also just kind of a last minute, I don't know what I want, fuck it, give me Cho'Gath.
Yeah, it's something he's played a bit historically, I believe.
True.
So it's one of those things where if you don't think there's a lot of high priority stuff, if you don't want to take anything specific away from Blab, most likely, like, Cho, just having the chomp can change the game so much. I don't blame anyone for wanting to get rid of that. So we'll see here, as it is presumably going to be a last pick over for the Senpai.
Yeah, absolutely. This is looking like a Mordekaiser for Brandon, which is honestly a great pick for him. We saw him showing his prominence on it last week. It's a pick that he's super comfortable with. It's one that he can really shut down a lot of ganks, especially against, a jungler who's just not quite as veteran. So I think they're going to have to play carefully around that in the mismatch lane with the champion that he's good on and really rely on the bot lane. That is one reason why I'm super excited for this matchup, and I've been waiting the whole season so far, all 2 weeks of it, to see this, because these 2 teams, you could not really have built these 2 teams any more opposite from one another. The mid lanes are, I think you can make an argument that Thrifty Senpai is probably better, but Renai Circulation is there right next to him for a lot of the season. But the huge differences. The difference between the top and the bottom half of the map. Bottom half, we have what is undoubtedly, hopefully, the best bot lane in the entire league with Respect and Tree against what should theoretically be the weakest bot lane with Tizzy and Shy against the best top lane with the combination of Wang and Brandon. I'm really curious to see how this plays out.
All right. So
I know I talked over some weird fucking picks. I'll let you.
Yeah, I would love to double back to that, and I would love to talk about what Tim is going to lock in 2 seconds here. All right, you get my one-word answer out of... Oh, nice. Now, back to what I wanted to say. It's like Big Dirk Energy heard us get angry about them playing a comp with no damage and no range champs, and went, fine, we'll pick a range champ. You missed half the point still, and still drafted no damage. I would have picked about 70 mid laners before I would have guessed Karma there. Obviously, have not looked at match histories a whole lot lately, but again, a very low damage team here. Just again, a lot of pressure on the bot lane to carry in a more traditional sense than in the last game, but versus what is a pretty normal kind of team out of BFJ.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. And Renai Circulation Blab picking some really interesting picks so far this year. So in the 3 games, that is Zyra, Galio, and Karma. I'm really curious why he is, what methodology the team has that is getting him off of any carry champions. I know he's played some support mid laners in the past, but I know we've also seen him pop off on plenty of carry mid laners. Does it just not fit with what the team's trying to do? I don't think the meta's in a state that it's so antagonistic towards.
I think Blab just throws everyone off his true identity by having been so good at Vel'Koz for so many years. When at the end of the day, this is the player he always wanted to be. The supportal combat, the playmaker, not the one that's carrying, but the one that's making the game carryable for other players. Because there's just so many times that you see him want to go the other directions, kind of regardless of what the game state is. I think at this point, especially these days, that it tends to be what we see out of him. That being said, I do see multiple people in chat talking about Akama as apparently a high damage champ these days.
Oh, all right.
So maybe this is going to look more like a Seraphine mid or something where it's, it's not Vel'Koz, but it's a lot of damage that also has a lot of support added on top of it.
All right, chat's got me interested now.
Get to learn in real time here.
I'm ready, dude. I am ready. I am ready for carry damage Karma and support Camille. I am ready for the absolute bullshit that this game is going to have, but I also really like the chances for Feet Jury. What I always forget their fucking name. Briar Feet Jury. It's Briar Feet. The other word I don't know what that actually is.
Jury. But it's the foot girl from Street Fighter.
Okay.
Everyone send Mitch pictures of Jury so he knows who we're talking about.
Please don't do that. I really like their chances though in this game, just picking, like you said, a really straightforward top to bottom. Everybody is on what is a pretty comfortable pick. Tarek was one of Chai's go-tos last year. Chai has been, from what we've seen in games and what we've heard from some of his teammates, doing very well this year. MF, one of the kind of outlier perennial carries at the beginning of this year. I just like kind of the ease with which Briar's Feature is setting up their team for this game.
Right you are, Mitch.
Right
you are.
Sorry, I really didn't hear the first words you said.
Oh, fuck. I can't do anything in the right channel today. This is brutal. There we go. All right. Back to commentary just in time for this game to start here. Now that my work has been done, let's change the overlay.
I don't know that I want to know what you just pinged me with.
I
just saw the notification pop up and then we went. I'll wait.
All right, so looking at the icons here, shout out 30 still rocking that CLG Season 3 icon, which is now like a legacy item since that team no longer exists. Which is exciting and is an icon. It's very sad as a League of Legends. Okay, what is it with these people? They're so slow. Trundle, this is 3 games in a row. This is 3 goddamned games in a row.
Oh no, Dan, he's rusty coming off the bench.
All right, he's catching it. I think at the exact same time that that Tuesday did. I think Tuesday also turned at 27 seconds, which is wild. I've seen a lot of shit in this league. I don't know if I've ever seen this 3 games in a row, but this is a potentially unspotted. This is a very unspotted invade here. And now I don't know if these two can see each other from there, or if this will get caught from there. It's a new game. 30s maybe. Oh.
What's your time at, by the way?
57, 58. Perfect. Oh, the bad boy is... I think the bad boy would have just seen that. Oh, this is...
Yeah, he got him. He got him.
Minions have spawned.
They're getting pings. Will somebody go ward? Will somebody go check? Is 30 going to just opt out of this? It's very disruptible on the Ivern. Yeah, 30, we'll see here, is going to... Oh my god, my... Very puckered.
My anxiety is spiked. A Thrifty Senpai leading the charge, making their way towards the blue buff. They're going to start the blue buff steal, and 30 just gonna let him have it. Oh! He's gonna go in? What the fuck? That was a misclick.
No, I think it was just I think it was misinformation. I think he thought it was just a jungler in there. He didn't expect it to be multiple members of the team as well.
All right, that is fair.
And that's man, that's rough. Because now he's, down a flash, gonna be at a disadvantage.
Oh, the Camille, though. Yeah, I think this game, more so than any of the other games that we've seen out of Big Dirk Energy this season, Resquect and Xmas Tree are really going to have to prove that they are the best bot lane in the league, and they are going to have to win through this bot lane. So hopefully, this support Camille can make something happen that we're just not ready for.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the damage pressure that's going to be coming out here from the Camille. They're not going to do anything before this first wave crashes, but obviously Misfortune can do a lot to poke you without, needing the support to do any of the work here, so we'll see.
Tree really playing up and just playing aggressively. A lot of damage going on to CRJ's Superfan. And Tree just kind of sitting in there. He gets a stun down onto Chai, who gets rooted from Resquect. A lot of damage coming out. He's going to flash. Resquect flashes after him. He might be in too deep. He's going to die to turret shots. We already talked about him going too far. Briar coming in with Wang on a Tree, who gets stunned. Tree's trying to make it out. Thrifty's there to back him up. Gets the root onto Wang, and he is going to walk away. Yeah. Oh, the flash. Did he need the flash to secure that? Yeah. Did he need to?
All 8 summoners in the bot lane get blown there, as well as the flash from Wang, and that is going to dramatically change the kind of look of this early game here. What a weird fucking engage. It's hard to even say who won and lost that, but this might not be over here. Is Renai, the only level 4 in this fight, is good guy Chai, level 2, gonna wander over towards that fight, not too much. Wang is gonna go in after his team turns. And this must be why they talk about Briar the way they do, although Wang...
Oh, the good stun coming out of Chai.
Turns out, Renai gonna flash forward, goes for the execute, gets it with the auto attack, and thank God the long-winded point I made about Wang being dumb is going to be accurate. And now this fight is
coming in on the Camille.
Yeah, Tree jumping over, but gonna potentially get Nico'd here. I think Tim just walks. I thought wrong. Blows the flash, dies to the Ivern auto, and a series of fortunate events for the blue team here. Big Dirk 3-1 currently.
Wow. Just a tale of inches across the board. So many different ways.
Yeah, it really
Tree looks absolutely fearless on this Camille.
Yeah, now that the ball is rolling, we'll see what he can do with it. But man, just rough mistakes for Wang and for Thrifty to really have not a lot of respect for the situation they were in. I don't know what Wang was thinking going in there. Like, they knew how many people were there.
What it looked like, and it was that Chai was really making his way up. He had the stun down. Wang got himself in position for the stun. I just don't think they were ready for the amount of damage coming back onto them. You're right.
And we haven't even had a chance to talk about the top lane because it's been fighting the whole rest of the map. But
yeah, that is going to be the most mismatched lane by a lot.
I mean, this is what Dan wants, right? CS doesn't matter. That's what he says.
CS doesn't matter.
And if I know anything about Brandon, it's that a CS lead doesn't always matter. So I'm really interested to see what the hell happens in this top lane, but it is a very well-played first few minutes here on the Mordekaiser. Respect is going to get a first turret plate here, so the lead's starting to blossom in the bot lane.
We just need to make sure that even if they're able to establish an early gold lead, that they don't let the game just kind of get out of their hands like it did in the last game. They had the early gold lead. They had the oh my god, momentum going in their favor in the middle of the game, and they just kind of let it get away. But Renai just going to be able to walk away from that. Wang here to support Thrifty, but Tree and 30 are going to be able to get this dragon here. First dragon going over to them, and again we see top and bot neutral objectives traded one for the other.
Yeah, and I think that Big Dirk Energy are going to be happy with that one. I think that they want to get these dragons rolling, and they want to do that nice and early here. If they can, if they're going to be trying to play it through bot side, it's kind of what you go for. Good on a Wang to go and trade something on the other side of the map. Is Thrifty is gonna say good nights to Renai's circulation here. Nice stun out of Chai. Blab knows he's gone, even if he had a flash. I don't think he would have saved himself there. And Tim is going to equalize things in the mid lane.
That's really big for him. Up a little bit of CS, going to be able to deny a little bit of CS back to Renai's circulation. He might. Is he going to TP back to lane? Yep, he is. Okay, not going to lose too much from that, fortunately for him. And SBL Bad Boy definitely down some CS, but not, importantly, not giving kills over to Mordekaiser. And Dario Chapman just kind of amassing his CS lead. Tree going in, trying to get the stun out of the Tizzy. She does get rooted from Respect. Damage going back, but shields
watch
from
Wang. Wang gets in so free here. There's the absolute bait there. Now Chai just going to see if he can find the stun here, but I don't know. There it is. Beautiful jump. Dump. Dead. Tizzy gets her first kill. Second kill of the game.
Tree and Respect recognizing that there's nothing he could have done to save him, gets himself out and doesn't give away another free kill. Really good roam from Wang there.
Absolutely awesome tempo, because if you look at left side here, Tree's flash came up just as I said that, actually, right as I went to mouse over it. So we're talking like 10 seconds left on the flash timer when Wang went down the river. Knew that timer, knew he had a chance to execute, knew he could go for a team that really was smelling the blood in the water. And it's going to pay off here as this gold lead, kill score at least back to even, gold essentially even. But now in the top lane, Chopman, we're going to find out.
Can this Mordekaiser,
yeah, can this Mordekaiser do the 1v2? He takes Bad Boy to the Shadow Realm, but tries to turn it back. And there it is. He knows he's dead. Might as well go 1 for 1.
That goddamn Mordekaiser ult, man.
Yeah, and that's the scary thing about being in a deficit like this in the top lane against the champ like Mordekaiser, is you can't just gank your way back to that lane being even, because Mord can just commit to 1 for 1ing you. And so still gonna stay in Mad Cow's favor there. We're looking at about a 700 gold lead in the top lane currently.
Oh, I know I talked earlier and said that we really wanted to see Big Dirk Energy play through the bot lane, play through their strongest players, and that they were up against who should theoretically be the weakest bot lane in the league. But Tizzy, 2-0-0 with a bounty on her head, only down 4 CS. They are damn ahead, if anything, and that's just kind of surprising.
Like on paper it is. Then the more I sit and think about this, the more I realize Respect is not as good as Respect thinks he is.
That is real.
The problem with Respect is he's the opposite of Cal, right? Cal will get so far ahead during the laning phase. I may not have time. This is a long-winded point. There are a lot of champions here. We do have some grubs going over to the feature.
Oh, the Camille coming in.
The Shotman leading the way here, gonna force a flash out, and this is looking Thrifty, goes in, gets a fat knockup. Tree is going to fall, and I think this is gonna be easily disengaged here. A 1 for 0, although good play out of the Bad Boy to just hammer on that I thought that tower was going to be a lot lower. I saw 3 plates were still left, so maybe not.
Hey, it's still getting 2 plates. They're up 1 dragon. Blab really trying to get himself safe here, not hitting Thrifty, instead hitting the clone, but really trying to make the same mistake he did last game by staying up maybe a little bit too long. Resquek not really trying to let Tizzy get any damage back. Dario Chapman going back in on SBL Bad Boy, and I again do not think that this is a 1v1 he's going to be able to take. And Tizzy solo kills Resquek in the bot lane?
Perfect! I just wanted to make this point. The problem with Resquek is he's so confident he's better than you, he plays the laning phase like brain is optional. And every game, instead of just sitting there and waiting for a play to develop, he's like, oh, it's gonna be so fucking cool when I outplay you. I can't wait to show my fucking kids my highlights when they're older. Guess what? Your highlights are you dying in laning phase and then having to make comebacks happen, which often do not. If you could just wait to the mid game when you outplay people, then you could do the outplaying of people that you think you're so capable of. But no, that's not enough for John. He wants the style. What's the result? 3-0 and counting on Tizzy.
Damage going back. CRJ Superfan just going to get absolutely popped trying to go onto tree in the middle there. Dario Chapman does secure the top lane turret. He does have SBL Bad Boy underneath. SBL Bad Boy going down again, but trading for a kill on the bot lane, being traded for a kill on the top lane and a dragon.
There's a lot of pressure there. They're going to take the tier 2 top lane because Wang is there. They got a way of coming in. I think they still take this. We see Blab looks like he wants to rotate.
He's meandering. Oh, the double roots landing on Tizzy.
Yeah, good teleport out of Tim, gonna save Tizzy's life there. Now he barely gets the knockup, gonna force some defensives out of the tree, but tree is so low health here. I think he walks out this one. Tim is going to proto belt in, looking for the CC, but not gonna hit it. And now, can Resquek land these shots? Tizzy gonna go take the safe zone, and I think this is all done.
I think you're right. Really close. Wow, Tree just getting chunked by the Nico there. I think he's going to be able to walk away from it. Blab finding Wang in his jungle, though. Wang going to leap onto him. Wang has a lot of dueling power on this Briar, but needs to burn his flash to get away from Blab. Wang able to secure the blue buff, but then running into SBL Bad Boy is coming down from the top. Knocks him away as Dario Chapman comes in. Thrifty Senpai and CRJ Superfan, again, high health coming back onto Tree, and I don't think he's going to have anywhere that he's going to be able to escape
not. He was hoping to buy time and maybe go for an execute. Tim's not letting that happen, just wasting time here. And Chai!
All right, I mean...
No, Chai, this is your second SBL. You're held to a standard now. He was dead. He was dead. There was nothing he could do to live there. There was no outplaying of anybody. You gotta not toss that auto out.
Yeah, that's pretty rough not having that go over on Nico there.
But it may not matter a ton because so much trading has happened in the last few minutes. We haven't been able to take stock of the bigger picture here. It is a 3,500 gold lead for BFJ at this point, who just have made all of the right trades on the map. Really, because of the 2 towers they took in top lane were very critical. Although Tree is going in. Damage to stick onto Tizzy, but it's really not that much. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, defensive ult out of the Nico, but Nico gonna get neeked. Renai with his second of the game as the bot lane disengages. And now,
Chapman can finally get Dario?
Vintage Dario moment. He's got 30 in the death realm. He's just buying a disengage here, and it looks like he is gonna juke everybody into being able to walk out there. So, what I wanted to say earlier is imagine you take the early game of Cal and the late game of Resquek.
You'd be unstoppable.
Finally, a good SBL bot laner, because this game has none. Misfortune ult going to be good for 3 points. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Renai flashing defensively, and now the Jhin ult coming out the tail end, as you would expect. And this will maybe kill Chai.
Tree goes in for the kill.
Beautiful setup. They just don't stop fighting. They don't stop fighting. Wang is going to give the Bad Boy his 4th of the game. Going to pick up the steal on the Rift Herald. 30 is low health, no health. Tim with his 2nd. And this is just, That
was a fight you did not want to take. for BDE. They really thought they were going to be able to get the jump on him, but you had the 4-0-1 Mordekaiser ready for them, or 4-1-0, 1-1, whatever. Big Dick Mordekaiser ready for them. Wang's going to be able to get the Rift Herald, crash that into the mid lane. That turret is going to drop, really crack open this map, and that is just a rough series of decisions and circumstances for BDE.
Yeah, it's not just the fact that they've lost, it's when and where they have lost these fights, as they're maybe going to pick another one here. Tim flashing forward, gets another nice knockup, and now Briar footing forward. Mordekaiser getting the 6th, and this one is starting to feel like it's all over, but your girlfriend making fun of you after is a nice disengage here. I think they get out of this one pretty easy.
That's a big shutdown going on to the Karma, though. 500 gold shutdown. Wang re-engaging on Respect, who's trying to buy himself some time. Renai trying to root him and get them away. The root going back onto the Wang, a lot of damage coming back out from Renai. The good root coming out of 30, who is going to maybe get himself out. Damage re-engage coming back from Renai circulation. An extended fight the BDE is going to be able to take.
Now there's 30 seconds on the Dragon timer here, but 30 is very low health, which complicates things a lot here. Despite everything being wrong, if they get this 3rd Dragon, that is a condition for them in this game. As they're maybe not done here. We see this Jin ult does some damage, but it's all Fog of War. Tim's going to walk out of that one. As Director Camera does not know what to do with Jin.
Director Camera and Jin ult, I think, are just worse enemies. Oh, Tim.
Yeah.
Tim.
We had so much good to say about this team, and they wanted to make sure we regretted that. And now a series of good events for Big Dirk Energy here. Although it's not over. Chopman's here. Who is he going to pop? We got a big misfortune. Oh, that is a lot of damage on everybody. Low health bars, and Big Dirk Energy's going to have to run on this one. At least, though, the bad boy going to go get some bounty out of the top lane, but that is going to be a 1st Dragon here secured by Chai.
One thing I'm really happy to see out of Big Dirk Energy there is the recognition that they were absolutely going to lose that fight and just getting the fuck out of dodge. Not trying to stick it out, not trying to get too much damage. 30, don't make me regret the words that I am saying right now. Okay.
The zone jungle, he's safe.
Let
him cook.
We'll see.
So we have a teleport coming in here, as maybe they're gonna fight again, because why would you ever stop? And suddenly we have a 4v4 in the bot lane. The tower is still up. Dara trying to kill the bad boy under the tower, taking the tower as well, as we're now at 3v4. Big Dirk Energy has the health here. Nico, no way to join this one, and Karma is hard to run away from. CRJ Superfan not gonna be able to make the magic happen, or Squep gets his 5th.
One thing I don't think we gave enough credit to when we were talking about team comps earlier, looking at Big Dirk Energy and looking how a lot of these engages play out, they have so much CC that they're able to lay down at a range. So much. So annoying. And it's really difficult to run away from them. The only reason they won the fight prior to what we just witnessed was the fact that that in the extended engage, Big Dirk Energy is so strong because it is hard to get away from them. They are going to be able to lock you down as you try and run away, and they have a lot of damage at their disposal.
And that's why those
they just need to be in the right situation.
When they overstay their welcome, those mistakes have been so fatal in this game because, it's, if you're half health running away from Jin, you're fucked. You're half health running away from Karma, Camille, Ivor, in so many ways to knock you down. Really, shout out to, honestly, Shotman in this game, who has been playing the best mid game of anybody on his team, which is not a sentence I'm used to saying about the Chopman. Obviously, a lot of up and down. It's Chopman's like a roller coaster that doesn't pass a safety audit. It's a wild ride, and you're not sure it should be legal to operate. That's usually him in the mid game, but he's, it's not a perfect scoreline or anything, but he's made a lot of really good decisions in a lot of these really complicated, chaotic skirmishes here, and now he's gonna horse tree to jump out of that one.
He has. We really see the mastery of Mordekaiser. I know it's one of the champs that he loves playing. It's something that he is obviously incredibly comfortable on. And, oh, we're going to see an engage. Some roots coming out of 30 and Tree and Respect just blowing up Tizzy. What were you doing out there? Wang trying to get back in with the ult, but Exodus Tree is going to lock him down. Wang getting damage onto him from Radai. The ult coming in from TRJ Superman and all coming in from Thrifty Senpai, knocking them off. Trey trying to get himself back out. Too much damage going back on Wang. SBL Bad Boy still taking it half out.
Shot man's here.
From Respect. Way big ult damage coming out from Respect on a Chopman. But he's going to be able to heal himself up. Chai taking another kill out of the mouth of his carries. But ultimately, a pretty even trade at this point.
I'm not sure. You all just heard my voice just pop there. That was seeing the plus 700 pop up over Chai. At least that one was a little more defensible. Like, there's a chaotic team fight going on. You don't want any mistakes to happen. But again, just a weird fucking... Everything about that fight was weird. Like, you could do a 5-minute breakdown on what just happened there. All starts with Tizzy having absolutely no idea what a safe position looks like.
Ooh, starting the Baron though, aggressive, but I really think uncontested. Nobody from Big Dirk Energy is in position to be able to contest this.
Camille is slowly wandering away. The one thing here is this is a very slow bear, but now Wang, the fifth one to join, is no one else is really rotating towards. They seem content to not contest this. Wang hits the smite, and they are all going to walk out of this one, but will they get any picks on the backside? Tizzy flashing. I don't think she's running away here. As I take that back. Thrifty Senpai, beautiful flash over the wall.
Keep fighting.
Catching Tree, getting a little greedy there. Bad Boy does the only thing he knows how to do, which is be nowhere near the team fight and go push things down. And now we'll see who wins an auto-attacking fight, the Bad Boy or the Bad Man. And my Wang is that man, gonna pick up his fourth here. Meanwhile, Chopman gonna get executed. Big bounty.
Snipe on the Chopman.
And I feel like we need like a third caster in here that could just
we need a second director cam. That's what we need. I need 2 director cams. I need the 3-lane view that the LEC has. That's what I actually want right now.
But we don't have that. What we do have
is
Big Dirk Energy setting up in the Dragon Pit here. Should be very free for them. Maybe not that free.
I don't think it's that free. They're converging. Chopman is back alive now. He does not have a TP. Probably not going to be able to join the fight. But Tree going to answer my Wang on the side, who's trying to get out. The Hextech ultimatum going down on a Wang. Not enough damage. Renai circulation trying to lock him down while 30 secures the Drake on the back end. The root and the ult coming out from Respect. 30 trying to buy him time, and Thrifty trying to come in on the side. Tree gonna come back onto Thrifty, who's not gonna be able to get away with damage coming in, but Dario Chopman is here to answer. He's gonna chop the tree down as he goes to answer 30. The ult coming in from Wang, who's going to land on the 30. Dan in the back lane trying to 2v1 is not going to be able to do it. A 2 for 3 in favor of Briar's Featury, but the Dragon going over to BDE.
Yeah,
however, the Baron buff and the push down mid lane.
Yeah, we've got a minute left on this Baron buff. They're going to try to crash this onto the tier 3. It is going to be sketchy. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything here. You see Chai is backing off as one. They're outmanned now that Chai's not there, which is right of Chai to be disengaging. But now, you were saying it earlier, it's hard to run away from this team. And now Chopman gets snared. Can he pop anybody? Death Realm is available if he has to. And he's not going to get a shooter. Oh. Respect gonna make his children proud for the first time this game with a beautiful execution of the Chopman. And this is another weird game of League of Legends we've got.
That was such a quintessential, I'm not trapped in here with you, you're trapped in here with me. Also, just I for the first time in like 10 minutes, I'm looking down at Respect's scoreline. The 1-1 and 2 Jin that was having just a shit laning phase is now 8-3 and 7 because of course he is.
Like I said, all he's gotta do is not try to be fucking double lift in the goddamn lane phase and just wait till 10 minutes and then start outplaying people in skirmishes, and that's what he's good at.
All right, we've got a little lull. The Baron buff is falling off. Baron's up in 2 minutes 24. We've got the next dragon spawning in a little bit here, 2 minutes 43. I mean, really, we have both neutral objectives coming up at about the same time. Dragon Soul is up for BDE, and we just see everybody kind of posturing, trying to prep as much as they can. But I think we're going to have a huge fight on our hands. The important thing is nobody getting picked for the next 2 minutes.
Well, with these players, I feel confident that somebody will help us out by getting picked instead.
Oh, absolutely. I'm counting on it.
Yeah, what a weird fucking game here. And the thing that's it's so hard to assess this game because both of these teams have these things that the other team just doesn't have the answer for. And so they've kind of
he's coming into mid here. Ult from MyWang is going to miss, but he's going in on a 30, gets the stun. A lot of damage coming from Tizzy on 30. 30 is going to get caught out and just have to walk away. Dan pushing in the side lane, but Briar's Feet Jury just grouped up mid.
Yeah, really big though. Looking, the creeps are just now crossing the tier 1 tower for the mid lane here. So there's not actually a chance to execute anything on this push, and this is really going to be a pick that is just above the 300 gold and setting up some vision pressure. Dan actually was...
Oh, that's a lot going on to Tree, but good damage going back out onto Wang. Tree having to flash to get out of it. Renai back onto CRJ Superfan. They're going to get the root. They're going to get the damage. More damage coming out from... And, oh, Thrifty getting it with the ult. He's going to knock both of them off. Tree trying to get it with the X-Deck Ultimatum. He's going to miss. Tizzy going in, getting the damage onto Respect, saying bye-bye. And Renai having to back up under turret. Oh, they looked like they had something that they wanted to set up. Dario Chapman wants to go find Bad Boy and bring him into the Shadow Realm, and he does. I have a feeling he's not going to be finding his way out of this one. And that's going to be just 3 picks for Briar's Feet Jury, kind of out of nowhere. Wang. I spoke too soon. Tree turns around and gets Wang, the jungler being down as Baron is coming up, and as the other dragon is coming up. This fight is still going. Why is this fight still going?
That was
that
was really bad on a Wang. Just complete lack of situational awareness there. Not very heads up veteran play. Gonna cost
that's some good blows and roots on a Dario Chapman. God, that karma.
Yeah, those
holy
bars,
fuck,
though.
that karma. All right, everybody moving towards the dragon now. Xmas Tree leading the way, getting ready to hop in and get some stuns. Briar's Feet Jury at half health on 2 of their most important members.
Can these guys fucking disengage so I can figure out what this goddamn Malignance item does?
All coming out of Respect, trying to find somebody. Not going to hit anything, but Tree going
teleport
in,
on the flank,
getting the stun into CRJ Superfan. Renai's circulation is there, has the damage, he's going in. He's trying to get the damage onto Chapman, who is going to take the brunt of it. He is still alive. Respect gets Tizzy. 30 is going to drop from Chapman. Respect is going to answer back. Trey is going to get chased down by Chapman. Renai is trying to buy himself some time. The all coming in from CRJ Superfan, trying to get them invulnerable and alive. Respect's still alive in the back end. He's trying to find the side flank. Wang is going to try to go back to answer them. They are all so low, but Chapman's here. He's going to answer. He gets Respect with the slam. Too much damage coming back out, but they're going to be able to answer it on it then. Renai's trying to buy himself time onto Chai, and Dario Chapman and Chai make it away. What the fuck was that fight?
And now there is, Wang is here. This is Smite. Blab gonna try to get a lucky steal here. Chai, please, man, you can just recall. It's safe. All right, Blab is gonna look for a Q over the wall, not gonna hit it. And that is gonna be second dragon here on the side of Briar's Feet Jury. And we got a lot of game left.
We have so much game left. I literally didn't take the proper breath before that engagement. I thought I was done. So I had to I actually dropped to my knees so that I could force out the last bit of that.
Just dropped to my knees in the laundry room.
I did.
I feel that. So game state here. It is, a 5,000 gold lead for BFJ here. It sure doesn't feel like it matters because the collective brain power has just never quite been that high in any given team fight. This is not a game of perfection. This is a game of effort. And both these teams are giving it effort this game.
This is a game of tenacity. Bad Boy getting caught out, getting a lot of damage onto him from the Baron. Way too much damage. The ult coming out from Respect, though, and the ult coming in from CRJ Superfan, going to have them invulnerable. The last shots of the ult not going to do a whole lot, except he saved time. Managed to get it onto Wang. That's a root coming across the entire group. A lot of damage going down. There's no more ults on the Xmas tree going in. Getting the Hextech ultimatum. Thrifty Senpai is going to die. Dario Chapman's going to pull Tree into the underzone, but Dan is going to be able to be there. He has the damage. Renai is able to take out Tizzy on the back end. SBL Bad Boy fighting Chapman in the river. He's going to get him. Damage from Renai on the Wang. You have to imagine there's no way out of this. He is going to die. An ace and a Baron take for Big Dirk Energy.
Oh man, just an absolute disaster for Big Briar's feature there. I don't know what they were. They just didn't respect the positioning. Got their team into the position that was really bad, couldn't set up the wombo and the combo that they needed, and just got divided and conquered really, really badly. Just surprisingly, maybe not that surprisingly, once the the Taric ult wasn't available, which, by the way, he got the invulnerability onto 5 members of his team, which I don't know if I've seen very many times in my life.
No, that was really impressive.
Yeah, it was really insane when all 5 people with it had no way to close the gap into the enemy team. Very unfortunate timing there, but a necessary ult that he had to pop during the disengage of the Jhin. But they didn't commit properly to doing a regroup and reset like they needed to, and that might have just cost them the game.
That might very well be the game. I mean, they are about even, but Tree going on to Dario Chapman. He's ready to answer him. Renai's circulation has so much damage coming out. The root going down onto him. The Hextech ultimatum going to trap him in there. He's trying to buy time. Respect has enough damage coming back onto him. Thrifty Senpai getting the TP into here, but he is low. Squax is going to get the flash kill. My Wayne coming into the ult, trying to get on Renai's circulation. I think he does not want to be where he is. Tree is going to be able to hook, stun him, get him down. That is 3 kills for BDE as they push into the base.
That was an absolute nightmare for Briar's feature, and I just can't believe how fast everything fell apart. So much was looking so good in this game, and then just one horrific fight, and then one try too hard to defend your teammate, and that's it. They lose the game over it.
Absolutely. This is it. There is no coming back from this. I believe Tizzy is probably going to go down here after, or Shy and Tizzy, excuse me, are going to go down after this ult falls. Respect is going to be able to get the kill, get the turret. That is another ace, and Chapman rushing back out at the last second. But that is game. Jesus Christ, that ended fast once it started going downhill.
Yeah, just absolutely awful late game from really most of the team for Briar's feature. I mean, basically every player on that team kind of turned their brain off in late game.
Good God, look at that. Look at that karma damage. We were wrong. We were very wrong.
There was a lot of damage on that karma. It was very, very useful.
I really think what it came down to, you talk about kind of poor macro. I think that's part of it, but what it really looked like was just a complete lack of respect of the chase and the staying power from the other team. The amount of times that 1, then 2, then 3 people died in those extended engages, where you have to think, if they tried to push just 15% less and just, you know, go a little bit slower, not let themselves get drawn out, that might have gone more in their favor.
Yeah, they played that whole game like they had, like, at all times a 3,000 gold bigger lead than they actually had, and it literally cost them the game. But,
absolutely.
What a wild and fun game that was. Our by the way, didn't even get to mention this once all game. Battle for first place, as both of those teams were 2-0 coming into it. So that will secure Big Dirk Energy sole possession of first place, the sole sweep of the round robin, and I think the scary thing for all the other teams is that Big Dirk Energy just swept the entire league, and I honestly don't think they've played that well. Like, I think they can make some simple fixes and be a significantly better team still, and I don't think this team is anywhere near their final form, and so I'm really excited to see kind of what the next few weeks is going to look like for them.
I have to agree there. I am excited to see how more of the teams are going to kind of come up. I really liked what we saw out of Westfis in game 1 earlier tonight, and I think, are we going to talk more about that on Breakdown? Is that happening?
Are we having Breakdown?
Dude, I don't know. I'm not in charge of shit.
Be news to me.
Actually, neither are you.
Yeah, correct. So to my knowledge, Breakdown is canceled.
Yeah. Thrifty's out. We could try and organize it.
All right, folks. There is no baddie breakdown. If you are interested in baddie breakdown, one man who has the ability to delete the Discord server sounds open-minded to doing it, and you should start adding him in the league chat channels and let him know you would like baddie breakdown to come back, because I think it's going to be your efforts and desire and lust for the breakdown that's going to bring it back if it's going to happen. But until then, it won't. And that means we're done. So, folks, we could do breakdown live. Twitch chat, give me one player. Who do you want me to roast? I'll give my honest, absolute feelings about one player. First come, first serve.
Long crank.
You're not Twitch
first
chat.
First name that popped up. No, it's the first name that popped up.
No. It's got to be an answer to my question. Okay, there's respect.
Okay, John.
Okay, so here's the thing about respect. And honestly, I've toed around saying this for so long, and I've really wanted to actually get this off my chest about this fucking guy.